Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. This is the English translation of the Majlis of Hazrath Mohammadqamaruzzamansaheb Damat Barakatuhum, which took place on Thursday night after the Taraweeh Salat at Darul Uloom Kantaria in Bharuch, Gujarat, India, Thursday, the 20th of Ramadan, 1446, 20th of March, 2025. Our Hazrat Wala is saying that this is my personal diary, my bayaz, where something I like I note down, and then it comes to good use on occasions like this, where I read out an ayat or a hadith and then I expound and explain on it. Because if you have the text in front of you, it makes it so much easier. Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Sahab also had a notebook like this, and that was also the case of Hazrat Taraweeh. And these notebooks have proven very, very precious and valuable. So whatever I liked of my personal choice, I would then note it in this book. So it comes to good use. I just need to choose and then I take it forward from there. But let's start. Hazrat Wala then starts the majlis by quoting Suratul Ikhlas, Qul huwallahu ahad, Allahu samad, lam yalid walam yulad walam yakul lahu kufuwan ahad. Our Hazrat Wala is saying, istiqamat karamat hai. This consistency, steadfastness is actually the greatest miracle. By and large, you would find people saying all the time, you have told me to read this, that and the other. I done it for a few days and then I abandoned it. But tawfiq comes from the side of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There was a youngster who was staying with Hazrat Haji Imdadullah, and he used to make much zikr. He used to attend, he used to come, he used to do this. And then he gets married, but he was never to be seen again after that. So this friendship that we made with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we need to retain that. This friendship that we made with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we need to retain that. Shaitan will lead us astray. He calls us this way and that way. Ji. So here, regarding istiqamah, it is to be steadfast and also to be pleased with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in every condition. So, to be pleased with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in affluence, that's easy. But when it is not there and there is taklif, then to be pleased with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that is istiqamat. It is magnificent, it is praiseworthy. Har che az dost mi rasad ne kost. Every such thing that comes from the side of the friend, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, there is only good in it. You know, there was a buzruk, Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Sahab used to relate this here abundantly. When destitution, poverty, starvation would come, he would say, a visitor is coming, a visitor has come. Of course, nobody asks for that, but if it comes, a person should be pleased with the decree of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You know, there are many more women folk that are in this type of condition, but their hearts are absolutely happy and content. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam was also underwent poverty. So here, he labeled it and called it that of a visitor. So when wealth stays, we should make shukr. And when it doesn't stay, then it demands of us that we should be patient. Little bit of pain, a headache, some inconvenience, what we think and where our minds run. Yes, we should not ask for this type of thing. That is absolutely dumb and foolish. Now upon this topic, the Ahlullah make much kalam. So the Ahlullah also create such type of situations for the disciple and the murid to see that, or to bring him up to that level, that can he tolerate something or he can't tolerate something. Hazrat Haji Imdadullah rahimahullah left the Indo-Pak subcontinent and then he came to Makkah Mukarramah. People went to him and they said that your inheritance has come. But what type of abstinence these people had? He said that if Allah Ta'ala brought it from Bombay to Jeddah, then Allah Ta'ala will bring it for me from Jeddah to Makkah as well. Now, these are the great waqiyats. Hazrat Haji Imdadullah is also quoted as saying that when my forefather abandoned it that time, Hazrat Ibrahim Adham, then why should I take it now? And he never took it. So Allah Ta'ala, whichever halat He keeps a person in, a person should be pleased. This year is an imtihan. It is from the side of Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. So istiqamat is higher than that of karamat. Allah Ta'ala give us the tawfiq and the hidayat of being pleased with Him in every situation. Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Sahab lost 2 daughters of his within a span of 15 days. One was from my home, Hazrat Wala is referring to that, was his wife. But Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Sahab was a mountain of forbearance, sabr and patience. The great luminaries of the time there, Hazrat Maulana Ali Mia, etc., they had Maulana Abdul Majid Daryawadi, they wrote letters of consolation to him. Yes, they had the haq, they could have written. Rather, they wrote that ta'athurat, that how would we write letter of consolation to the person who's always consoling others? Sometimes he would feel sad. He would exercise patience and he would say, this is the haq of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And sometimes he would shed a tear and then he would say, this is the haq of my daughter. You know, on one occasion, there was an assistant with Hazrat Maulana Rashid Ahmad Gangohi, and khutut and letters used to come to the Sheikh, Hazrat Gangohi. So he's peeping there and he's seeing what type of a letter has come. He sees such type of praises, etc. Kutubul Aqtab. Hazrat, this year, that, there, the other. And then when Hazrat Maulana Rashid Ahmad opens up another letter, there is only vulgarity, swearing and inappropriate, unsuitable words. He tolerated that, but the person then asked him, Hazrat, what is this here? So he said, Tilka bitilka. Tilka bitilka. The one had praises and the other one had criticism. So that's to keep my mind and my head right. It is so that pride and arrogance doesn't come into me. There was a buzruk. He lost 5 of his children, but he was sitting still and silent. Somebody remarked and said, phew, he's a very hard-hearted man. He says, what can I tell you? My liver has turned into blood. Jigar to khoon ho gaya. Lekin, I can't say a word against the decree of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So here, the example that is given in the kitab is about a person, that this is not the man who passes his hand through mid-air and the atmosphere and returns with that palm or that fist of his filled with dirhams, with notes. Rather, the true man is the one who put those notes in his pocket and then after a while he does not find it there, it's gone. But there is no change in his face. There is no change in his face. So it is this type of thing that we go to the Buzurgan-e-Din to earn and achieve, that this heart learns to become happy at every condition, that we achieve this type of hal. Sometimes the Buzurgan-e-Din may even inconvenience and put a person into difficulty, or say some harsh words to him. Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Sahab used to do that. And when the ulama of Mo used to come and witness that, he used to ask them to tell me, do you people think that there's any improvement in these people? I scolded them, I done this, I done that, I done the other. So this is why they used to do it. So this gham and this worry, grief and sorrow should be in control, because the condition has come from the side of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the khankas, this is what we speak about, and this is what should be mentioned, and this is what we should try to achieve. So Hazrat Haji Imdadullah used to also take the exam of Hazrat Tanvi and Hazrat Gangohi. But listen, कामयाबी तो काम से होगी, न के हुस्न कलाम से होगी, जिक्र के इह्तिमाम से होगी, जिक्र के इल्तिजाम से होगी, फिक्र के इह्तिमाम से होगी. It will not just happen with sweet talks. You have to do something. It will come with being persistent in the dhikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and being concerned of your islah. Then tarakki will take place. Listen, jisne mitaya apna namo nisha haft iqlim ka bana sulta. Hazrat Pratapgari used to say these words, that the person who erased himself completely and totally, Allah Ta'ala then elevated him. Hazrat Haji Imdadullah used to say, Meto naam aur nisha mita beta. I erase all effects and signs of myself. Shohra uradiya mera kisne. I just wonder who spread this fame of mine just like that. Hazrat Gangohi, rahimahullah, he was a muhaddith par excellence, but he was also worried about his islah. He went to Hazrat Haji Imdadullah so that he could make iqtida of the batini ahwal and the spiritual states. He could achieve that and follow that. Allah Ta'ala make this path, our walking to Him, easy. So also another form of or meaning of istiqamat is that it can be reduced and confined to two things. Your aqidah should be in conformity with that of Ahlus Sunnah wal Jama'ah, and you need to be steadfast on acts of obedience. Okay, let us make dua. رَبَّنَا لَا تُزِغْ قُلُوبَنَا بَعْدَ إِذْ هَدَيْتَنَا وَهَبْ لَنَا مِن لَّدُنكَ رَحْمَةً إِنَّكَ أَنتَ الْوَهَّابُ رَبَّنَا لَا تُزِغْ قُلُوبَنَا بَعْدَ إِذْ هَدَيْتَنَا وَهَبْ لَنَا مِن لَّدُنكَ رَحْمَةً إِنَّكَ أَنتَ الْوَهَّابُ. Allah Ta'ala give us deen ki samajh, good understanding of the deen, nufus ki islah farma de, reform our souls, our nafs. So, when we purify our souls, it even brings happiness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. رَبَّنَا تَقَبَّلْ مِنَّا إِنَّكَ أَنْتَ السَّمِيعُ الْعَلِيمُ وَتُبْ عَلَيْنَا إِنَّكَ أَنْتَ التَّوَّابُ الرَّحِيمُ بِحُرْمَةِ سَيِّدِ النَّبِيِّ الْكَرِيمِ صلى الله تعالى عليه وسلم.